Dementia Researcher with the blogger narrating.
Lessons from the pit lane. What Adrian Newey can teach dementia researchers. In late September 2025, Race Against Dementia held a research summit at Formula One's Media and Technology Centre, Biggin Hill. They brought together researchers and F1 staff to try and accelerate scientific progress into dementia diagnosis, prevention and treatment. A major part of this day was an interview between Lee Mackenzie, an esteemed F1 journalist, and Adrian Newey, technical director and co-owner of the Aston Martin F1 team. Throughout this excellent, inspiring interview were some key quotes that I felt were particularly relevant and sometimes motivational for scientists. I've picked some below. For a bit of background, Adrian Newey is a British F1 engineer and aerodynamicist, widely regarded as the sport's greatest car designer, and perhaps one of the most important figures in F1 history generally. Born in 1958, Newey has designed championship-winning cars for Williams, McLaren, and Red Bull Racing, contributing to over 200 race victories and numerous constructors and drivers' championships. His innovative designs have revolutionised F1 several times over. At Red Bull Racing, his cars won 14 drivers and constructors' championships between 2010 and 2024, including arguably the most successful season of all time in 2023. His technical acumen and creative approach to design have made him one of motorsport's most influential figures. Or, to quote Lee Mackenzie on the day, the man most people in F1 wish didn't exist. Adrian. No one remembers the Duff years, but they make you. Infamously, a lot of science is rejection, hopefully with feedback. Grants, papers, colloquia, take your pick. They are, however, an opportunity to reflect and develop your skills and come back stronger. In his book, How to Build a Car, Newey talks at length about how not every car was necessarily a championship winner, but they each teach you something different. Adrian. Your car is only as competitive as the weakest component. The suspension must be able to handle the downforce. Science is a team sport, and ideally about collaboration in pursuit of a goal. Lone scientists with specific skill sets won't cut it. They require support, including infrastructural, whether it's, for example, computational, technological, administrative, or financial. Adrian. We are in danger of becoming complacent to data being right. The marriage of high-throughput data to human expertise and common sense is a key commonality between F1 and dementia science. Are yellow teeth a risk factor for lung cancer? No, smoking is. The best science requires high-quality, large datasets with good follow-up and human beings to appraise it. Adrian. The trick is breaking out of silos. The aerodynamics team at the track has to tell the aerodynamics team at the factory what the problem is. Once they know the problem, they can work on it. Complement, don't compete. The best science comes from collaboration and dovetailing perspectives. There are many approaches to dementia research: dry versus wet lab, outright preventive versus delaying age of onset, ameliorative versus medical versus lifestyle interventions. These approaches are not in competition. They're complementary to the overall aim of improving dementia diagnosis, prevention, and treatment. Adrian. My time splits into 3 parts: 10% in meetings, 45% talking to people and watching them work, and 45% alone in my office working on solutions. The best science involves collaboration, but there's ultimately no substitute for protected space alone to think. The 45% spent observing and discussing with colleagues provides essential inputs, constraints, realities, and fresh perspectives. But critically, he separates gathering from processing information and allows himself time to ruminate and focus. In a world of online calls, too many meetings, mandatory webinars, and sometimes noisy open-plan offices, this is highly valued. Sometimes there's no substitute to being left alone with your thoughts and expertise. Adrian. You don't know which mountain is highest at the foot. In F1 design, as per science, it can be hard to know how an idea or concept can develop. There are examples of somewhat unfancied concepts, such as the role of the blood-brain barrier in dementia, developing into significant and promising veins of research. Adrian, if you don't leave a meeting planning to do something different, it's been a waste of time. We have weekly meetings where one department presents on rotation, not just sharing, but creating ideas and directions. There is a lot of bureaucracy in science, and structuring your meetings in time to have clear outcomes and benefit is key. Adrian, what's key is caring. Ron Dennis and Frank Williams cared. You have to believe in the project. If you don't believe, you won't take pride, and the work can get sloppy. Dementia research has a lot at stake. Improving dementia diagnosis, prevention, and treatment has influence over public health, people with dementia, and their carers. Dementia research is not merely data, it's real people you're working to help, which can be very motivating. In summary, Adrian Newey's insights from decades designing championship-winning F1 cars suggest a blueprint for accelerating dementia research. Success requires embracing setbacks as learning opportunities, fostering genuine collaboration, not competition, across disciplines, balancing data with human expertise, and crucially, protecting time for deep, focused thinking. Like F1, dementia research needs robust institutional and national infrastructure supporting specialist skills, meetings that generate action rather than bureaucracy, and above all, belief in the mission. The Race Against Dementia Summit reinforced that when researchers adopt F1's relentless pursuit of marginal gains and breaking down competitive silos, progress can accelerate. As Newey's career shows, championship victories emerge not from lone genius, but from caring deeply, learning continuously, and collaborating purposefully towards a goal that truly matters. Thank you for listening. Donald Lyall is a senior lecturer in population brain health at the University of Glasgow. His research investigates the predictors, mediators, and modifiers of cognitive impairment in older age within neurodegenerative diseases like dementia. The first Grand Prix he watched was the 1999 Japanese Grand Prix, which was won by Mika Hakkinen in a McLaren MP4-14, designed by a team led by Adrian Newey.
Thank you for listening. Join the Dementia Research bloggers and share your own views.